afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, March 4th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. Remind everybody that we have a reverse aging health call tonight with special guest Michael Thomas to be discussing the Halo system and the Miracle Relief Spray. As I've mentioned through the years, that we would be bringing not a lot, but certain things that are very effective for the body, for helping the body heal. See, all of us are already connected to the infinite. The truth is that our souls are always were and will always be forever intimately and infinitely connected to the most loving, all-powerful, super intelligent, divine source of love and endless creativity. Any thought that makes you feel less than this or separate from the universe is simply a lie. It is misinformation and an over-identification of ridiculous array of thoughts flying through the mind. Real true satisfaction in this life is easy. It's found through realizing this simple truth that we are always connected to the divine. This infinite universe is all around us now. And the great cosmic healing energy found inside of it is always available for any of us to access right now. It's also very easy. The experience of connection is effortlessly found by relaxing deeply and resting within. So be ready to totally call off search for a bigger and better, more amazing connection. It is already here now, and your soul has already arrived. Excuse me. All of us are in a hurry, one way, shape, form, or another. And sometimes we're so in a hurry we don't know we're in a hurry because we've been in a hurry most of our lives. And we have all of these powers that we don't, well, let's just say that we aren't aware yet. We haven't discovered them. And one of them is being able to slow down. There are no mistakes anywhere at any time. What appears to be wrong is simply our own false imagination, Robert Adams. Sometimes the river of life can take us by surprise. We all know that. We've all been there. We can get moving so rapidly downstream that our week becomes this wild and fierce, bumpy ride. Our mind can become caught in the achievement of goals, the attachment of our personal agenda, social circumstances, intimate relationships, emotions, financial situations, long-term goals, and daily desires. We can even feel like we are drowning every day in the momentum of life's river. These goals and obstacles can capture us and entertain us to such a deep degree that we forget we can just pull the boat over, take a walk in the warm sand on the beach. Sometimes it can seem that we are unable to stop the boat in this crazy adventure called life. Yet the truth is, we can pull over at any time we choose. We always have the option to take a deep breath and relax ever so sweetly into the cozy nest within our precious hearts and souls. When we slow down, we can take a tiny step back from our minds and catch a glimpse of the bigger picture of our lives. we can understand the most important things that we need to know. Otherwise, we are still running in the rat race. With slowing down, an awareness gets ignited. And you just might see that there are no real coincidences or accidents in your life. You may see nothing is 100% by chance or completely destined by fate. You may contemplate how the mind tries to attach itself to ideas, beliefs, and concepts and form a tighter grip on reality to gain some sense of security. Whenever our mind realizes that there are only certain degrees of chance and destiny, and nothing is 100% certain in this world except for uncertainty, it tends to relax and loosen its grip on us. The loosening of the mind is caused by the light of pure awareness, which is something that is available to us at any time. This universe is always giving us the opportunity to humbly hold on to the steering wheel of our lives. And with this source of pure awareness, we can redirect it towards what our heart most desires. It can easily happen to the most conscious advanced beings on this planet, that suddenly they realize how deeply unaware and unconscious they actually are. Perhaps they lose their keys, stub their toe, or something doesn't go exactly how they thought it should, and suddenly a flash of awareness ignites, and the mind wakes up to realize how everything was flying on automatic pilot. This instant awakening effect is a gift even given to every human being, no matter how conscious or unconscious they are. Every mind has a built-in hypnosis factory inside it, which is continuously creating new fabrications to lay across and over the old ones. It's perpetually generating new ideas to believe in. And as long as we are unconsciously believing in the thoughts the mind is thinking, it means the mind is in charge and we are slaves to its patterns and programming. By slowing down, we can step out of this hypnosis factory and become conscious enough of the mind to see the creative illusions and delusions it's generating. Through this slowing movement, we can awaken from the dream and discover the immense God force that is breathing at our very core. One of the most effective and easiest ways to increase awareness is learning what works for you and learning how to slow down. Noticing what tends to pull at you, causing you to break your agreement with yourself to enjoy a life that is relaxed and at ease. In order to arrive in this great inward haven, we must choose to become more aware of what we are doing and why we are doing it. It is only through this awareness that we can truly surrender our addiction to being busy. We can relax about our endless desire to arriving somewhere better, trying to reach some amazing goal, and multitasking our way through life our entire lives. It is within this divinely rooted awareness that we discover that the essence is already at ease. We can relax deeper, be more curious, and explore each new life experience through a body that is willing to be more open, welcoming, and totally relaxed at the core. The shift to slowing our pace down is what empowers us with a conscious ability to be free. It can remove the illusion that we are separate beings who are unlovable, unworthy, struggling through life, and all alone on this journey. By slowing down, we can instantly drop into a state of pure presence where awareness of what is can become rooted in the body. We can finally relax and have a much larger perception of our world, seeing reality from a new angle and the opportunity in every situation. By slowing life down, we gain the natural ability to think more clearly, have more energy, and understand what will truly serve our soul. My understanding is that whatever is given to you is precious. If it was not so, existence would not have given it to you. Okay. Our breath is the most powerful gift we have been given. Our breath is the most powerful gift we have been given. It is our greatest tool for increasing consciousness and helping our minds to slow down. It is always with you, flowing through you, and available to take you deeper into the heart of your soul at any time. Whenever we rush through any experience in this life, we can see there is a part who is freaking out emotionally and not allowing our body to breathe deeply. Remember, rushing is an act of violence against the soul. Remember, rushing is an act of violence against the soul. Anytime you are rushing through a conversation, a meal, around money, or a plane flight, ask yourself this little question: what is my soul really wanting to accomplish here? You might see that the ego is trying to push the river faster so that you'll get more out of life. Yet, the truth is, you will actually get more out of life by not forcing it, but by allowing it to unfold in a relaxed way. You can feel deeply creative, empowered, and highly conscious by relaxing into your body and simply opening yourself into a new life experience. Isn't the point of our lives to become more conscious? It's certainly not to become more unconscious. When you take enough time to sit back, watch your mind, you will notice how often it tends to rush and push through life's experiences. Whatever life is offering any of us is a gift. When you open the gift, and if you open the gift too quickly, you aren't really enjoying it with full gratitude. You can rush through life to the point of actually missing out on all of it. There will never come an end to the infinite series of goals and desires to accomplish. Question to ask yourself is this: how juicy was my life along the way? How juicy was my life along the way? For example, we all remember at Christmas time we were kids, right? And then as the body becomes older, you get more experience. Isn't it fun when you open a package or a gift that's been given to you, slowly, enjoying each tear of the paper, removing the ribbons, opening the container, the box, rather than just tearing and ripping through it? The point is to be relaxed, open, surrendered. And this all happens through slowing down The entire universe is more available for you to explore when you are more relaxed, soft, and available to receive it. In every moment, we have the option to expand and feel into the sensations given from our breath. Doing this, we naturally become more receptive to this life and capable of moving deeper inside ourselves. With a little practice, diving into the breath, we can release all of our most unconscious addictions to rushing. Freedom is found within each exhalation we have. You can touch something that may feel like the heart of God, which always abides in your deepest relaxation. Anybody who wants to master their life must choose first to master their mind. And to master the mind, you must choose first to master your breath. There is no enlightened being who has not mastered their breath on some level. The breath and the mind are deeply connected. When the mind is racing off to experience the next new fantastic fabrication, it never actually gives you the chance to cherish the last one. It's only the enlightened being who lives on such a conscious path that he or she can completely slow everything down and live from this fresh, new, conscious space. Everything that a master does is conscious. They simply act and behave more slowly because they are always expanding into their consciousness in each moment. They are so deeply engaged in exploring consciousness and are being penetrated by its light that the body naturally starts eating slowly, walking slowly, talking slowly, working slowly. This snail-pace lifestyle is what catapults the mind into utter freedom and allows the mind the time to experience it. Sure, the snail's pace may seem quite boring to one living in the rat race, yet it truly is the master who won't experience burnout and is enjoying their connection to God's consciousness to the extreme. Every being who has mastered life has found plenty of time to feel the sun caressing their face, walking barefoot on the grass, taste the delicious food they're chewing, feel the wind of God's hands combing through their hair. They are living in perpetual gratitude for existence, feeling the breath of life flowing through them, and in reverence for this precious moment they are getting to experience. Their mind has given up on getting somewhere else that is better. They find that even more amazing things begin to manifest when they actually create space to enjoy this moment of life, no matter how boring it may seem. If you ever decide, when or if you ever decide to practice slowing your life down, you might find that your body is holding on to your breath. You might find that your body is holding on to your breath. There seems to be this subtle form of fear running the show under the surface, which tends to try and control each inhalation and exhalation. When you make the decision to let go of life and relax the fearful control of the mind, you've taken the first step towards freedom. Sure, you will feel as if you are stepping off of a cliff into the dark, vast unknown, yet the light of awareness will always be there as your divine guide along the way. As often as you can, simply relax into the light of your own awareness. This light becomes brighter by the loving oxygenating air from your breath. In this pure light awareness, you will realize how ridiculous it is to waste another day in fear. The lightness takes over everything, showing you just how amazing, loving, and brilliant you actually are. The brilliant light of awareness inside us is profound, as it gives us the ability to be free from any thoughts the mind throws our way. Awareness contains everything we need to pierce through the deepest unconscious habits of the mind. With just a few minutes in pure awareness, old unconscious habits tend to burn out and transform into new self-loving, self-healing, abundant feelings of feeling beautiful inside. A mind that is penetrated by awareness contains the light to see through any darkness. It is how we find the new life path we wish to follow. Without this awareness, we are all living in the dark. The darkness inside us is unfathomably deep. Yet, with the light of a candle flame, the secrets of our most hidden treasures can be uncovered inside. It is only through this speck and glimmer of consciousness that our answers are found and life's deepest mysteries are revealed. Your inner being is always guiding you, so don't be concerned that you may make a fatal choice because there aren't any of those. You are always finding your balance. It's a never-ending process. Abraham Hicks. I find that the process to discover the sole purpose of this life is a lot like the water that trickles down in a valley of mountains. It naturally is seeking the lowest potential ground, as gravity will do everything it can to pull it down. Life naturally tends to move us towards our deepest desires and dreams, even whether we want it or not. The crystal clarity of what your life purpose and soul mission truly is about is always found at the greatest depth and source, stillness inside. When the water has moved through the mountain, down the stream, into the ocean and relaxed at the bottom of the sea, then and only then can it know the amazing and vast purpose of your being. Finding your greatest depth is something that happens naturally and is an occurrence which requires no conscious effort on your part. You simply live your life, relax about everything, and let life take you to the deepest depth. Being patient, you will see in time your life purpose will naturally come to you. It simply happens without any efforting on your part. You can be in the utmost lazy state, and the total fulfillment of your life can find you. When you simply slow down, give up the struggling habit to get somewhere, you can soften into this enlightening experience. The reason you may not be experiencing the amazing joy available in this ordinary moment is because the quick-paced mind is working too fast to catch it. Like the story of the tortoise and the hare. The mind is so quick, racing and running in circles, ends up burning out, missing the entire event in the end. It's the pace of the steady tortoise who always wins the race because he enjoyed the journey. The tortoise had the time to develop the deepest love, most exquisite awareness, and profound patience along the way. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. And the only true way that any of us will do that is through the breath. Our bodies are like magnetic sponges, and we draw everything. Everything that mind and ego of ours conjures up, the body feels. See, without the body, you couldn't feel pain, anger, sorrow, hatred, fear, worry, happiness, joy, all of it. So the body gets tense and it gets stressed. And most of the time, many of us don't even know we have stress, say, because we've been so acclimated to it through the heart and the ego dictating to the heart. So the breath, the grand, positive, divine energy, which sustains this body and allows for the soul to inhabit the body to experience the physical form. Now, when we focus on our breath, easy in through the nose, nice and slowly, easy out through the mouth, nice and slowly, we still the ego, the mind, the subconscious mind. We still them. And that, what does that mean? It means that we don't entertain them. We don't interact with them. We don't entertain the thoughts and the energies of any of them. We leave them alone. We step outside. And all along, we're focused on the breath. All along. Only in the now, moment to moment, the breath. And when you're in the now, you will know you're in the now when you're not thinking about the future. You're not worried about the future. You're not worried about the past. You aren't fretting, stressing. None of that exists. All the mind chatter is gone. You're not sending thoughts out. As you know, we send over 60,000 a day out, each one of us. And, as you also know, we've got over 10 million thoughts, programs basically, that run by us like clouds in the sky, then they're flying by, which aren't ours, which are all the thoughts that have ever been accumulated on this planet ever since this planet has been. Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? So the breath is just absolute divine positive energy. The breath is it. Without the breath, we would not be in these bodies. Without the breath, you would not be able to focus. You wouldn't be able to do anything. And staying in the now is really the gateway to discovering the gods that we are within these bodies. In the now, the ego doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. The mind doesn't exist. The subconscious mind, they don't exist. They won't go there. They will do everything, fighting tooth and nail to keep you either in the past or the future. They know that if they go into the now, they will not exist. It is imperative for us to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. As gentle as you can be with yourself, be. As kind as you can be with yourself, be. As generous as you can be with yourself, be. As humble as you can be with yourself, be. And also, being in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. These are crucial for all of us to practice with ourselves. And in time, we will do it all the time. And what does it do? It slows us down. Have you ever just sat somewhere, maybe outdoors? You know, springtime affords that for us, summer. And we just sit. You know, where are you going? I'm just going to go take a sit. I'm going to just sit and be. Aren't you going to do anything? No. I'm going to step outside the ego mind and subconscious mind. and I'm just going to be. And I'm going to focus on my breath, and I'm going to take it all in without hurriedness, without stress, without fear, without anger, without hatred, without revenge, without any of it. Don't have to go anywhere, don't have to do anything, don't have to accomplish anything, because I am the accomplishment. And we wander off. We all do it. We aren't exempt from it. And so when we do wander off, because you got all that stuff, and the evil mind sitting there banging on your door trying to get you to come out. And if you do wander off into a thought that's usually not yours about 99% of the time, then you just really simply say, I'm going to focus on my breath, and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which is always. Now, if you looked in that body that you're in, you would see 7 lights, all different color, running from the tailbone to the top of your head. What are they? They're spirit etheric energy. Just like you, the God, spirit etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. And you float, the God that you are flows through those, what are they called? Chakras on this planet. And what is the definition of chakra? A wheel. These are wheels of light. So we flow through them constantly. So you can understand, really, truly, that we are the gods that we are in these bodies, the power of healing the body. We'll always have that. It's just that many of us got caught in the rat race of this planet and barely enjoy the journey along the way, if at all. We know everything about this body right down to the quantum quark. Now picture yourself standing in front of 3 paths. You're in the center. And as you look at these paths and how they're constructed, you will notice that the trees have grown over to form a canopy. And they're all gold, shimmering gold, the leaves, the branches, the bark, everything. And the path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. Looks like grass. And they're all the same. Now, you look at the one on the left, and that's the past. One on the right's the future. One you're standing on is the now. The only thing that you can figure out there is they all look the same, but you've noticed that the past path is very worn and the future path is very worn. So you say, and then the path you're standing on, the now, it looks brand new. The ego mind keeps us out of the now, for the most part. And we all go in the past. We have a library, each of us. The library is private. Only you enter it. And you will understand that's the subconscious mind, which literally mirrors and copies everything that the ego mind generates. Every thought, every experience, every action, not only for this life, but past and future lives. Not only, and then others are mixed in there. So when we reminisce and we reflect, and we have it's a nostalgia, right? We've experienced something, it was really wonderful, we enjoyed it tremendously, and we visited on occasion. And we go in our library, we open the door, turn on the light, we go to the shelves, we get some movies, some books and pictures. We sit in the easy chair and we reminisce. Oh, that was such a good time. Oh, I remember this time. And then sometimes you'll look at times you go, I won't do that again. But then we take the books and everything, put them on the shelf when we're done. Turn off the light, shut the door, and move forward in this life. and revisit on occasion. But there are some of us who stay there, and I don't believe it's conscious. I believe it's unconscious, that they stay there so long that they end up bringing that past into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past and relive that past and that future. This is why people will say no matter what we do, we always end up here. No matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, we do go in the future. None of us are. Everybody wants to know what's going to happen to them, to others, to everything. So we step into the future. We take the future path. Now, if we don't get answers, we seek answers. We seek out external authority because we haven't discovered the God within us yet. So we seek out that external authority. The external authority tells us what's going to happen in our lives. And so we look at that and we view that. Now, what happens when it doesn't happen as we have been told? We suffer because we have attachment to it and expectations. You ever notice that? Have any of you ever noticed that? And it's true with all of us, is that when we, and it's a real fine line too, when we have, heavy-duty expectations and attachments to anything, you're looking you're looking forward to something, and you're expecting something, right? And it doesn't happen. And even as children, we're kind of let down, disappointed, and then as adults, we get, frustrated, angry, upset because it didn't happen. And then we say, what are we going to do now? And it's interesting about that because when we don't do that and we put our intent out there deeply, in detail, one intent at a time, and we, with love, openness, send it out to the universe, keeping our vibrational frequency high, it will manifest. It is a proven fact that it will manifest. And the only time it doesn't is when you allow yourself doubt, fear, guilt, and distrust in yourself and the universe. And then it's negated. So everything happens in the now. The past, the present, the future. And it is the only master arena for every one of us to master our lives. Now, we have parts of ourselves that are asleep, the gods that we are. We have parts of ourselves that are awake, consciously aware to a certain extent. What is consciously aware? It means that we know consciously that we are of and from the highest, of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. So it doesn't matter. See, we've been taught so well in these physical forms to believe that 1,000 billion light years away, that means that all of those beings are separate from all of us. And that's the illusion. The body gives you the illusion of separation, right? A body of anything gives you the illusion of separation. A planet, right? A person down the street. You view that as separation, that we're separate. And the opposite is true. This is why so many people feel lonely, because they don't understand. They believe that because they're in the body, they're separate from everything and everyone. And they're really not. They're part of everything and everyone. Now, obviously, the parts of the gods that we are that are asleep aren't going to wake up right now. They'll wake up in their own time. We deeply love them just as much as we deeply love the parts of ourselves that are awake, consciously aware, to a certain extent. Now, this is all the light beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. These are in numbers of the googolplexes. One googolplex fills this universe with not even one square sacred inch of space to spare. And these are trillions of googolplexes coming from trillions of directions. It's like one big existence. And literally, like cells in the body, each of us are parts of that. All communicating, all moving forward. Now, we know that we are the God in the body. We are not the body. So we are heaven, the God, earth, the body, paradise, earth. Every step we take, we knowingly are creating paradise. The planet glows. 8 billion gods, and that's only the humanoids, glowing, conscious and unconscious. You were to look at this planet from afar, you would see that it glowed. Then you would see all the lights in the universe would dim, be like a lit candle in a dark room. It dim in comparison, dim. So we're God planet paradise that glows with the love of God. Now, we're familiar, all the light energy beings, for instance, right? There are spectrums of light on this planet. With the eyes that we have, we only see 1% of what is. So, infrared, red, violet, ultraviolet, green, ultra-green, blue, ultra-blue, all these different spectrums of light. There are light energy beings. We just don't see them. They come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations. But there is a small group that we are familiar with, fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. And there's many, many, many more. Now, you ask your body, can you, body, sustain yourself without air, water, earth, fire, ether, wood? And the answer is no. We would have to leave these bodies if the body didn't have access to that on a daily basis. How dependent the bodies we're in are on the elementals. Now, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agartha, and beneath earth, the archangels, cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials, all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Now the off-worlders, galactic, celestials, over 1,000 species, travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We are familiar with a small group, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the ascended masters, they have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They're holding pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form, creating our experiences to perfect our creations. Now, the archangels, they are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. But the gods within those bodies are no different than the gods within our bodies. One. Now, we meet with them, but not, I think all of us, it's one way or another, have experienced it more than once. But we could be anywhere, doing anything. Out and about, needing help, and one shows up. In a random conversation with a complete stranger. But it dawns on us, it's a feeling from our heart-mind that was an angel. That just wasn't just a regular conversation. That was an angel. And there's a message. What is the message? They've been sending this message to us for thousands of lifetimes. And it always comes down to this. Isn't it magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? It's to remind us and wake us up to be in the deep gratitude for these bodies and how magical it is to be in physical form. As angels, as gods, as souls out of the body. We don't make love, we don't hold hands, we don't kiss, we don't laugh, we don't cry. We don't eat tasty foods. We don't drink clean waters. We don't sleep. We don't stretch and yawn. We don't do any of that. We don't see through these physical eyes. We don't run, we don't skip, we don't play. You imagine how phenomenal that is to recognize that. You have a pain, your deep gratitude that you have a body to experience the pain. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And you want to ask them, and they will, within a blink of the eye. And you will be in bliss. Now, we're all gathered. We always are gathered. That's the point. We're never not. In full compassion, non-ego, non-negativity, non-judgment, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one. We're all God. And we're all love. And our God force love light energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Continues to grow. Continues to intensify. Continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of white fire light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God within the bodies of all of us, the love. This is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. Saturating this planet, permeating it, flooding it. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe is. There's no escape from it. It's everywhere. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met by this massive ocean of glitter. Now, we depict that, what that would be like from what we know on this planet, but it's way beyond that. So we take 3 parts to try to describe its just phenomenalness. And we have a grand finale fireworks display that everything pales to in comparison on this planet. We have a grand finale laser light show. We have this ballroom globe that reflects the light with tiny mirrors. But this one's 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. And we combine them all in one massive crescendo. It's about as close as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. Now, we are curious, so we look at the reflective points, and the closer we get, we find these little tiny microscopic mirrors perfectly etched that we enter them. We discover that all of us, no matter what physical form we are in at the moment, are teaching, learning, teaching all the time, infinity and beyond. Does it mean that we are cognizant or consciously aware of that? No, because we're in a hurry, because we haven't learned how to slow down and feel good about slowing down. So we're in a hurry. So we miss it. We miss so many things. When you look at the tortoise and the hare, how can the hare enjoy anything? Because its only goal is to get to the finish as fast as possible. And the whole journey, the rabbit has missed. Now the tortoise, slow and steady, enjoying everything around it, taking in the air, the beauty, everything. Big difference. So you either look at yourself and say, I will become the tortoise and leave the existence of the hare behind. We were taught that the tree was life, right? That's what we look at when we look at things that appear to be outside of us. Oh, it's a tree. All life is the God. All life is the God. So doesn't it make sense that we enter these physical forms as the gods that we are? We power them up just like we do these bodies. We give them the life force energy so that we can experience them, so they sustain us. You choose, you can learn from anything. You sit in a park and you can just be, become part of it all. You look at a rock. I wonder what it would be like to be that rock. And for a moment, you will experience being that rock. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing these bodies. We were then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind all of us, the gods that we are, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected and imbued with a white fire armor. This is nothing like the armor on this planet. It is way beyond that. It is of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal gratitude. Love. Peace. So no demon possessions, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter, frequency invasions. Ever. Nothing can touch this armor. Nothing can come within its field of power. The lower dark matter, survival matter, frequencies know this, so they stay away. They don't get near us. They'll vaporize. They know it. Yet, only you have the power. If you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, envy, hurry, revenge, dishonesty, manipulation, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then, demon possession, attachments, all sorts of happenings can occur. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. We are then met with a violet ray. This is the second part of the column of light that we remind ourselves that we've created, that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, and we can literally cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that all of us, the gods that we are, created to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight. We are the sunset and the sunrise. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees and the forests and the soils. We are the animals. We are the birds. We are the mountains. We are everything. Everything is us. See, the illusion of separation can create disjointedness, mirages. So the next time you view a sunset or a sunrise, starry-lit night sky, rainbow, mountain view, ocean view, it is you. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It is you, the God in that body. Try it. Instead of, isn't that beautiful? And through the heart-mind, you deliver the unknowing, that is the God that I am. It's a whole different understanding. But you'll know that it'll vibrate to be true in your heart-mind. Emphatically so. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form if we're carrying physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because, number one, it's really fun, and number two, we can. We come into full contact with this crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. Now, we discover that within the center of the column of this tower is an oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. It then is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go through infinity and beyond. And they have created this massive, electrified, sparkling, super bright white cloud. And it's absorbed in through our heart minds. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. Now, the golden white ball of light, we discover, is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, tremendous prosperity, tremendous abundance, flowing infinity and beyond. And then we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, at the top of this tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down, 360 degrees, 24/7, infinity and beyond, as it's doing right now. This is the highest of the highest, high, the deepest, deepest, purest, the purest, purest, eternal love. And it is saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universe is. We are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops, drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. Hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware, focused on the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Over 1,800 meditations in perpetual motion. Sometimes twice a day. Now, these meditations grow, intensify, expand. There's no escape from them. All with the highest intent through the heart-mind delivered. Through all of us gods. Pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. You can plug into it anytime. Anytime by being in the now and being silent and relaxed body. Step back from your desires today, yet don't resist them. Just take a small step back from being in such a demand or need to fulfill your desires. Notice that trying to fulfill them doesn't actually make you happy. Go deeper than you've ever gone before into letting everything in the universe be exactly as it is by allowing everything, including your life, to be okay as it is. You stop chasing the mind and its desires. Letting is allowing, which is to be in this place of alert, playful, witnessing consciousness of an enlightened being. I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Be still. Practice seeing everyone as being free from their ego. See yourself as being free from your ego mind. Sit for an hour today, knowing you are not this ego. The ego is an illusion of ideas about who you are and who you are not. This residual self-image is just an image, a mirage, and not the real you. Simply practice seeing that you are egoless, free, and without borders or boundaries. Let go of all ideas about you today and be non-attached to whatever outcomes that show up in your future. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here tonight, March 4th, 2022, 9 p.m. Eastern, to continue our reverse aging health call. We'll return here tomorrow, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, March 5th, 2022, to continue our global guided meditation call.